it's year 7. I'm back. I hope everybody had some happy holidays. This came from my head. Yeah, I'm rocking my little hat today because I didn't feel like doing my hair. Plus, it's cold, and I figured I'm gonna wear my hat anyway. So this video today is, and I purposely did not get glamorous for a reason, because the topic of this video has nothing to do with a woman's looks or how thin she is or how beautiful, her outward appearance is. Okay, this video is actually about the intelligence and the brains that it takes to find a good male partner. Let me start out by saying you can't always judge a book by its cover, because I can look this way today and totally different tomorrow. Okay, I can act very intelligent and I can play dumb when I want to. Okay, so you cannot judge a book by its cover. The true power of any woman is in her mind. Okay, so when you are choosing a man, and men, y'all listen to this too, when a woman chooses a man, she's not giving you the time of day unless you are what she truly wants in a mate. Okay, she might give you 5 minutes. She might give you a glimpse of who she is. She might let you meet her representative, but she's not going to open up to you. And women don't waste time on men who they know is not husband material, especially when they're older. If you're just young and playing around and having fun and just wanting to be in a relationship for the sake of it, women will give you the time of day. But when they get to that certain age and they want to get serious, you're meeting their representative, you're getting their 5 minutes of time, and that's it. I'm going to tell y'all what women are supposed to be looking for when they're trying to find a husband or a mate. Number one, first of all, in a relationship, you need to establish a foundation. Okay? A foundation. That means if you don't have anything to add to me and I don't have anything to add to you, then why do we even need to be together other than lust? Okay, I don't want to bring a child in the world with a man who can't keep a job. I don't want to bring a child in the world with a man who has no balance. I don't want to bring a child into the world with a man who doesn't understand what's going on right in front of him, Now, they might be cute, they might be nice, they might have nice words, they might be good at what they do, but they're not going to make a good father nor a good husband, so bypass. Now, when a man is what a woman wants, she's going to totally change her everything. Not change as far as become someone new, but she's going to show you the real her. Okay? She's going to put more effort into what she looks like. She's going to make herself beautiful for you. She's going to be on her A game. She's going to have intelligent conversation for you. She's going to see where your mind is. She's going to share her future goals and dreams with you. Okay? She's going to impress you. Okay? With more than her looks. And a lot of men get the mixed signal. When they see a beautiful woman and they say, oh, she's stuck up, she doesn't want to talk to me, da, da, da. No, she doesn't want to waste her time with you because you are not what she wants. Put another man in front of her that meets her qualifications and watch how fast she changes. And it's not being fake. It's sort of like when a celebrity walks out of a limo and they put their sunglasses and hats on and they hide from the paparazzi to get in and out, right? Now, if there were a camera there from, say, a news station or a major channel that the celebrity wanted to communicate with and get on, then they would stop They would take off their glasses. They would remove their disguise and give an interview. Okay? If you're just one of those parasitic paparazzi that's just trying to sell your picture to TMZ, they're not going to waste their time with you. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. I know I had to put it in silly terms, but that's the truth. So when you can capture a woman's attention and you meet her qualifications, that's when you'll find the real her. Okay? So you cannot judge a book by its cover, because people will think that you are stuck up, you're shallow, you're stupid, you're dense, and that's what you want them to think, so they don't waste any more time trying to pursue you, okay? Because they are not what you want. Now, men, you can't trick a woman into opening up anymore, because they're too smart for that. You have to show them. They don't go by hearsay anymore. You have to show them. This is why a lot of men think women have become so materialistic, but that's not true. We want to see. We don't want to hear what you're going to do. We don't want to hear how you're going to blow up. We don't want to hear that you're on your way. We want to see. We want to see that. Talk is cheap, okay? We don't have time to sit there and talk to you, okay? Women or men are very different when it comes to time. Men have more time than women have, especially when it comes to making children. Women have to focus on their priorities in life a lot more than men do, because we are on a time schedule, okay? Men, you can procreate up until you're like 50, 60, 70 years old, okay? Your sperm doesn't die. Our eggs have expiration date and a number to them unless we freeze them. So when we're looking at a man, we're not looking to play around unless we're like 21 or 20, When we get to a certain age and we are ready to settle down, we're ready, okay? And most of the time, women will actually look to older men to be their mate or their spouse, because they have their mind in the right place, they have their stuff together, blah, 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 blah. They meet all the expectations, and, they're not still figuring out who they are, Most of the time they've been educated, they've had life experience, they know what they want, they're done playing games, and they're ready. They're on the same level as a woman who's probably 20 years younger than them in the mind. So yes, ladies, it's okay to get you an older man, because men don't mature as fast as women because they don't have to in the mind, especially because of their time. So, and another thing about spiritually conscious men that really get on my nerves, when you have to use a totally different vocabulary to say things in layman's terms, that's red flag number one, okay? For me. Well, I'm already married, but if I wasn't married, that would be red flag number one for me. Why do you have to use all these different words to say something? And when we live in America, you don't have to use all that other stuff, okay? We know what you are. We know what you mean. We're not impressed by all this knowledge that you have of different ways of saying hello, okay? Number two, for conscious, like these conscious guys who try to come at you, it's still the same game. They're just using different words. Okay, number two, conscious pet peeve. When you meet a conscious guy online or something and they try to quiz you on your knowledge, or they try to say, oh, I've met you before in a past life. Red flag number two. They said that to everybody, okay? Psh. Red flag number three. When they try to speak like they're a vampire. And when I say that, I mean like they try to use so many large words and sound like they're just extra wise and have been here thousands of years. Red flag number three. If you can't be realistic in the time that you are living in, you can't communicate with people in this day and age with with words that we use every day, then that's phony, okay? That's phony. And then when you meet a man who is only focused on his spirituality and ascension and is, I'm not he's like, I'm not materialistic, I want to ascend, I want to get this spirituality, I'm flying away, stuff like that. First of all, don't get on board with that kind of person, because they're not here. They're not here, and they're not going to be here mentally or here physically to help you, Okay? They're going to be off in space. Why? Because they cannot master what's right in front of them. So they run away. They run away. If you can't master what's right in front of your face, your family, your friends, your job, your da-da-da-da-da-da, and you're focused on leaving, then you're already gone. Okay? We don't need you. Bye-bye. Have fun. So, show me. Okay? Don't talk about it. Be about it. Another thing is, a lot of women get awakened, and then they want to find a teacher or someone to follow, and some of these conscious men try to take advantage of them by impressing them with all this pseudo intellectual conscious stuff that they don't even practice. They're just using it to lure women in. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about that. It's a trap. It's just like any other man who is telling you lies and things in your ear to get you to do what they want you to do. Okay? Ask for the proof. If you can't manifest something here on earth that I can touch and use right now, I don't really believe in your abilities spiritually. Okay? Because as above, so below. If you're able to create and do all this stuff on the spiritual plane, I want to see something that you can do here. Okay? Okay. Another thing is, and I'm not just going to get on the guys. A lot of women, a lot of spiritual women, when they like look for a man, they're looking for their soulmate or their twin flame. And let me tell y'all, ladies, nope. It's very rare that a twin flame will incarnate at the same time as you on earth. Because most of the time, your twin flame or your soulmate is on the other side guiding you. It's very, 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 very rare that you will find your twin flame or your soulmate on earth at the same time as you are. Now, you can find someone that you call your soulmate or your twin flame as a nickname because you are so close and that you are so in love, and that's fine. But the truth of the matter is, no, it doesn't exist. Very rarely does it exist. Very rarely. And I know you're going to say, well, I'm the exception to the rule. But think about this. How many times have you thought someone could have been your twin flame or could have been your soulmate, and it turns out that they weren't? Exactly. Okay. Sometimes your twin flame and your soulmate is actually your child or your mother or your cousin or your sister if they have incarnated. Why? Because they don't want to be in a situation where the relationship can be broken. And they don't incarnate as a lover because, as we all know, those are the easiest relationships to dispose of. Okay? Okay, let me get into another thing. This is my last thing before I'm going to end this video. Spiritual people. Stop saying, I'm not materialistic. I just want to live and be free and astral travel and meditate. Stop saying that. Because you're on earth. You're on earth. You need food. You need money. You need glasses. If you can't see, you need a car to drive. You need cab fare, bus fare to get to where you need to go. You need to support yourself. Okay? You need material things. Now, if you cannot master the material world, how in the heck are you supposed to master the spiritual plane? You can't. If you can't do this, you can't do that. Okay? You think you're doing that, but meanwhile, your life is a mess here. Okay? You can't do that. That's just like if you're going to invest in someone's business and they have this smooth talk, really good business plan, but then you go to check their credit and their credit sucks. It's bad. They don't pay their bills on time. They are homeless. They wander from pillar to pole. Are you going to invest in that business? No. Why? Because you're smart and you go by what you see, what's on paper, what's in that person's past, what they have done before. You go by what they've shown you, not what they talk about. Okay? So ladies, when you're looking for a man, put the mute button on all that spiritual talk and look at what he has. Look at what he's accomplished. Look at what he has to show. Look at if his words match his actions. Okay? Forget all that soulmate, twin. Forget all of that. It's not going to help you when you're sitting there in the dark with a baby and no formula. Okay? That's not going to help you. Okay? And I have told so many women who've gotten tricked. And they think that I'm being harsh or rude or mean because I say, why do you mess with men who have nothing to offer you? And then they say, because I loved him. And you know what? Love is conditional. Love is conditional. That is free will. Okay? It is. Love does not lock you into any situation because you can release it at any time. So, but a strong foundation can also help you get back up off your feet after you've fallen. You have something to stand on, you know. So, ladies, love, let me tell you about love. Love is when a man cares more about what happens to you, wants to protect you, wants to make sure that if something happens to him, you're taken care of. Okay? That's love. Okay? You know how if you have a child, you worry about their well-being, their safety. Did they eat today? Did they do? They're not worried about who they're talking to or who they're playing with or who they're liking on Facebook. You're not worrying about that. You're worrying about their essential well-being, their ability to survive, their ability to have a good future. That's love. Okay? Other stuff is conditional and it's possessive. It's not real. So, if a man does not invest in you or your future, he does not love you. And if you can't wrap your mind around that, then I'll put it another way. If a man has no plans to put you in a position in life that only betters you, he does not love you. If he's trying to feed off of you, if he's trying to if he's taking things out of your mouth and your children's mouth, if you have children, if he's taking things from you and not giving anything to you materially or physically, then he doesn't love you. No matter what comes out of his mouth, look at what he's doing. Is he taking from you or giving to you? Is he building you or tearing you down? If you were a deaf mute, you couldn't hear but only see, you would understand this much better when you watch what a man does. Okay? So I'm just telling you, there are good men left. I'm not dogging any man. I'm just saying there are those who are out to get what they are out to get. And then there are some who truly, genuinely want a wife. So if you are trying to find that man that's for you, look at his actions. Look at his actions. Don't tell him you're looking at his actions. Ignore everything he's saying for the first 3 weeks that you meet him. Or ignore everything he's saying. Just close your ears and watch. Watch. And you'll understand if this is the person meant for you. Okay? Alright. That's my advice. I guess this is my first video on this channel for 2015. Ladies, if you're going into the year with a broke scrub, this is the perfect time to let it go and start over. Don't have baggage that you don't want to carry into this new year. It's okay to let go of relationships. You don't have to feel guilty about it. It's your choice. If that person hasn't improved you by now and they keep promising you things and not following through, fire him or fire her. You know, if the same thing, if you're a man and you're with this woman who keeps doing this and keeps promising you this and not doing what she said she's going to do, fire them. You're fired. You know, relationships, if you treat them like a business, and let's just say when you're in a relationship, a man or a woman will start off as an executive, a junior executive. They got to work their way up to partnership of the company, okay? If you're watching this junior executive or this executive and he's not following through or she's not following through on getting what they said they need to get done, then you fired them, okay? Y'all have to stop looking at relationship like love and peace and that's lust, okay? Anybody can go get sex. I'm talking about a partnership. If you ran a company, would you let some needy person who's always asking, begging, can't do anything, doesn't do the work, be a partner of your company? No, you wouldn't. So think when you look at a man or a woman, think about you're a firm and you need a partner, and they're starting off as a junior executive. They have to work their way up to partner. Okay, if they're not willing to do the work up to partnership, they don't belong. Fire them and find somebody who's worthy of partnership. All right, peace, y'all. If y'all have any questions, put them in the comments. Bye.